You're watching KRDO News Channel 13, where the news comes first. Your news starts right now.
Good morning, Colorado, 6 o'clock on this Tuesday, February 19th.
Thanks so much for joining us. We know a lot of folks are maybe heading back to work, heading back to school after a long extended holiday weekend for President's Day. Let's take you outside and show you what you can expect. But boy, oh boy, this is a shot. This is from Woodland Park, giving you the view from Gold Hill, looking down at the clouds, the city above the clouds right now under a little bit of a bank of clouds. Let's go over to Katie Donovan.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. We are seeing some low clouds this morning, but those will start to break up a little bit as we head through the afternoon. So we will get into some peaks of sunshine today. It is just freezing out there right now. It is 6 in Woodland Park, and we've got single digits all the way down into Colorado Springs. Warming up, if you want to call it that, in Pueblo. So it's where you got to escape the chill. Pueblo, 14 right now. Feels balmy. Wind chill about -12 up on Monument Hill right now. Got about -6 at the Air Force Academy and 2 below in Ellicott here. Colorado Springs, -5. So just layer up. If you live especially north of Colorado Springs, you're going to find that chill to the air. Even in Pueblo, feeling a wind chill of about 1 this morning. Right now, most of the snow that we're seeing is far too light for radar to pick up. You can see a little bit of it down through Pueblo West, Pueblo, but those low clouds just producing those flurries much like we saw yesterday. So you will continue to see that through the mid-morning hours. Going to get into a nice break in that snow as we head towards the late afternoon. If you're headed to the bus stop early in Woodland Park, you've got some single-digit temperatures, single digits to low teens in Canyon City. We'll see a break in the snowfall before we get into some more snow activity later on this afternoon and evening. So prepping for the cold today, you'll just want the snow duster again. We've got more of that light powdery snow on your cars. You can just dust it off, dress in layers, and of course limit time outside at least until things can warm up a bit later on today. We're going to be talking about all that coming up, but we will send things over to Hannah Knutson now. She is tracking your commute this morning.
Thank you, Katie. Looking on Highway 24 in Falcon, where Woodman Road and the highway meet, we are seeing those slick conditions, especially in that turn lane in the area. Give yourself extra time, and seeing slowing in that westbound lane, speed slowing to 24 miles per hour out in Falcon. So give yourself time altogether in southern Colorado this morning. Now, just south of there at the Colorado Springs Airport, the weather's not impacting flights. I'm not tracking any inbound or outbound delays or cancellations this morning. Looking at I-25 now, I-25 southbound, the on-ramp is closed. Colby Crosley's live on the scene. Colby, what are the updates and the latest on this?
Well, Hannah, we actually moved on from that scene because the tow truck came, pulled the car off. That was now reopened, so that southbound entrance is open. We're actually now driving on Austin Bluffs, and as you can see, the road is better than yesterday, but there are still some areas where it looks like it could be icy. As you take a look at this turn lane coming up on our left, that's going to be your biggest trouble spots, and also on your right, you can see that's completely snow covered. But you can also just take a look at the road, and you can just see that there could be ice on it, so you want to be as cautious as possible out on the roads this morning. Now, we're going to continue here in northern Colorado Springs trying to track the road conditions here for your morning commute, but there are some spots that could be a little sketchy this morning, so just be careful. As I mentioned, we're here on Austin Bluffs, and there is still, we've seen moments where the road does become snow covered, and that's how it's going to be as the snow is continuing to come down as we continue to drive. But for now, I'm going to send it over to Sam. Sam, where are you at, and what are the roads looking at like where you are?
Yeah, Colby, we're headed west on Garden of the Gods Road now. It seems like we're kind of just flip-flopping locations, but we tucked off on Mark Dabbling Road just to see what kind of the side streets are like, because most of the main roads are just wet, but some side streets are completely snow-covered, especially through neighborhoods and lesser-traveled roads that maybe don't see as much attention from CDOT, but the main roads are just wet and plowed and not too icy. It seems on Garden of the Gods Road we're seemingly just fine. Traffic's starting to pick up, so that's something you have to keep in mind. Stop and go at times, so you got to give yourself a little bit extra distance in between you and the car in front of you. But on the side streets, the steep inclines and declines, you will be sliding around pretty good. We did go down a little bit of a hill and little slipping going on, but nothing too bad. We haven't seen any accidents so far, which is good news for travelers. But again, it's the on-ramps, the off-ramps, and the side streets that are the most trouble spots right now. From the Mobile Storm Tracker, I'm meteorologist Sam Postage. Back to you guys.
Okay, Sam, thank you so much. And remember, you can stay ahead of all of our winter weather just by downloading the Storm Tracker 13 weather app. It's free on Google Play and the App Store.
Well, now it's a big day in the Kelsey Barrett case. Patrick Frazee, the man accused of killing her, will be in court for a preliminary evidence hearing. That means we should learn exactly what theory police are working on with the murder and the extent to which Crystal Kenny may have acted as his accomplice. We know from a federal lawsuit that was updated on Friday, Kelsey's parents believe a custody fight over the couple's one-year-old daughter led to Frazee killing Kelsey Barrett. Cameras won't be allowed in the courtroom, but you can count on KRDO for full team coverage and a full recap of that court proceeding both on air and at krdo.com. Katie?
All right, thanks so much, John. Here's a look in Kim right now in Los Animas County. You can see a lot of clouds out there, some snow on the ground, and it looks like we've got a few flurries flying out of some of those clouds down that way. And that is what we're going to be seeing here, at least for the next couple of hours before we get into a nice little break later on this afternoon. Going to be talking about that in your Coffee Cast coming up next, 6:06.
Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado on this weather alert day. Taking a look at Pueblo through our Parkview Medical Center neighborhood weather network camera. Still a lot of snow on the ground and some slick and icy roads out there. Take it slow as you head out, and we'll have a complete report on traffic and weather coming up. Right now it's 6:09.
Our big story of the morning, of course, is bringing in the traffic conditions. And right now we want to go over to Renee Roberts at KRDO News Radio to find out what they've been seeing and hearing out there this morning.
Well, good morning, you guys. Well, it's busy, busy morning as far as plows being out, and CSPD remains on accident alert this morning. So what does that mean? It means if you were involved in a crash, no drugs, alcohol, or injuries were involved, exchange information and report it to the police in 72 hours. So just be careful as you're heading out this morning. Plow crews have been out all night and will be out for this morning. They're on full call out to make sure the roads are in the best condition they can be and getting ready for more weather today. But just be aware of the plows as you're out there. I think the good news is, you guys, that there's so many schools delayed, businesses, stuff like that. It'll give plows a chance to get out there and finish up their work. And if you would like to track to see where plows are this morning, you can go to cotrip.org. Click on travel alerts, and then you can track the plows. And remember the saying, you guys, bow to the plows. You're not supposed to pass a plow, just for your safety and everybody else's. And of course, as you're heading out this morning, tune in to KRDO News Radio. We've got traffic and weather every 10 minutes on the 5s.
Okay, Renee, thanks, and have a great Tuesday.
You too.
And certainly a day for a hot cup of coffee or a beverage of your choice.
Something, yeah. It's my favorite weather hit of the morning, the Coffee Cast. It's a good morning for hot coffee today. We've got a mix of clouds and sunshine, at least through 2 o'clock today. Up until then, could see some flurries, but for that lunch hour window there, it's actually going to be pretty nice today. Warming up a little bit. Right now we're at 9 degrees in Colorado Springs. We've got 8 in Ellicott. Peyton, good morning, 6. It's 7 at the Air Force Academy, 7 in Manitou Springs, and beautiful Canyon City, about 5 degrees right now. So as John said, it is a good morning for a hot coffee. In fact, probably want to treat yourself to a second cup of hot coffee later today. We're not going to be too toasty later this afternoon, but warmer weather is on the horizon, so we're going to talk about that in your 7A coming up. Hannah Knutson's in now, though, and she's got a look at your I-25 drive.
Thank you, Katie. Here's a look in Fountain this morning, where we are seeing those slick conditions, but speed's not terrible because of this. We are seeing 69 to 64 miles per hour in either direction in Fountain on the interstate right now. Where I am tracking slowing is Mesa Ridge Parkway, seeing that westbound lane, seeing some stop and go traffic in the area. Speeds 18 miles per hour. So if you are traveling to Fort Carson this morning, give yourself extra time. Seeing the slowdowns build in that westbound lane. Outside of that, the I-25 ramp closure we were tracking earlier at Garden of the Gods has reopened and traffic resumes. It is back to normal in the area. Overall, a travel rating of a 7 right now. John and Shannon, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Hannah. And as we go to break, we want to give you another live look. This gives you the view through the Motor City Way area along I-25. It doesn't look like people are taking things too slowly here, but just a warning, make sure that you're keeping it slow as you go into any curves so that you don't hit any patches of ice which could send you colliding. We're back in a moment.
Welcome back. It's day 2 of this winter weather alert day. Snow, cold temperatures still making for some dangerous driving conditions.
We have KRD on News Channel 13's Colby Crossley out live in our mobile storm tracker, getting a load of the conditions all outside southern Colorado. Right now, how's it looking where you are, Colby?
Well, Shannon, we're showing you kind of a residential neighborhood to show you what those streets are looking like. Your residential neighborhoods are going to be very snow-packed this morning. So when you're backing out of your driveway, you just got to be cautious with that, that you're probably going to be in slicker areas more where you live, right outside your home. Now we're about to be turning on to Academy here, heading north on Academy, where the roads, although they look clear, you can still see some snow in the road right here as you look at them. Also, you can see that they're pretty shiny, which means there's probably some ice on those roads, so you need to be cautious when out on these roads. As you can see, in North Academy is definitely one of the worst roads we've been on this morning, as you can just see the snow that is covering the roads, especially those turn lanes, side streets. Those are very snow covered. And just need to be cautious. As I mentioned, it doesn't matter how fast you're going. If you hit black ice, you can slide even if you're going very slow. So just be careful. Hopefully, if you are going slower, the damage that is caused by you sliding isn't as bad as if you were maybe speeding. So if you're out in the roads, just make sure you're taking it slow this morning. We're going to continue tracking the road conditions. We're going to also be looking at some side streets coming up to show you the difference between the secondary streets and the main roads. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you guys in Colorado Springs. I'm Colby Crossley, KRD News Channel 13.
All right, Colby, thanks. And so some roads are in pretty good shape, others not so much.
Yeah.
Just err on the side of caution.
I know. I'm ready for spring. I don't know.
2 weather alert days in a row, and she's ready for spring.
Well, it's felt like we've had, these hits very consistently throughout this winter season.
Yeah, which isn't bad. I'm
Right.
not complaining because it's a very different story from last year, but I will forever love summer. So warm, bring it on.
Yeah.
You're the one that had the tropical forecast a few minutes back. Yes.
Yeah.
Mexico, Hawaii.
I know.
Oh, boy.
80s and 70s today. Goodness. Let's not think about that. Or maybe you want to. Let's look at our overhead door neighborhood weather network camera near Powers and Galley here. Seeing those snowy roads. So it's one of those side streets, a little bit more icy, as Colby was just showing us. So it is pretty slick out there. It is chilly. We've got single digits as you're waking up this morning. So just absolutely frigid starting things out. Most of the snow that we're seeing right now on radar is actually fairly light. We're not going to be seeing a whole lot more here over the next couple of hours. In fact, getting into a little bit of a break. But winter weather alerts still in place through tonight. We've got winter weather advisories in purple, winter storm warnings in pink. And here's a look at our radar right now. You can see a little bit of snow here. Radar starting to pick that up as you head back towards Pueblo West. But a lot of the snow is too light for the radar beam to even see this morning. So it's associated with those low clouds. And typically when you get those shallow layers of clouds, again, the flurries are flying below the radar beam. So it's harder for the radar to pick up there. But you can see that snow shower that we were tracking has really just fallen apart here over the last couple of hours. So as we head towards 6, 7 o'clock this morning, 7, 8, 9, we're going to be seeing a nice break in the action. So getting into another window of dry weather, mix of clouds and sunshine out there. And then after 3 o'clock, I think we're going to start to see some of those snow showers developing north of Colorado Springs. So pretty isolated, but models really consistent in bringing in a pretty good band of snow as we head towards 7, 8 o'clock this evening. And then by midnight, we're going to start to get rid of some of that snow. So we're going to lessen the snow coverage, and then by tomorrow morning, I think we're relatively dry. So maybe a few lingering icy spots with some of those overnight snow showers, but the worst of it is going to be behind us. So whatever snow you have in your yard this morning, you can add about 1 to 2 inches by later on tonight, if that. About 1 to 2 up in Divide, Woodland Park, Pikes Peak, additional 2 to 4 inches of accumulation. And then towards Pueblo, Trace to 1 inch, 1 to 2 in Wetmore, a little bit more towns towards Beulah and Colorado City. Then you'll also find about trace to 2 through Walsenburg, Trinidad, La Veta, Cuchar, Stonewall, about 1 to 3, and then Kim got about a trace to 1 inch there, and we should just see about a trace over the eastern plains today. So not a whole lot more, but it's going to be that powdery, fluffy snow that we've been seeing the last couple of days. Forecast highs today only in the teens and 20s, so it is going to be pretty chilly, but slowly but surely we're going to be heading in the right direction temperature-wise. You've got some 20s to low low 30s in as we head into Thursday and Friday. And then by Friday and Saturday, better chances for some snow. In fact, could move in as early as Thursday night for some of our mountain cities, but clears out by Sunday. So we are looking ahead to more dry conditions. Canyon City, you have some 30s to near 40 as you head into Wednesday and Thursday, and then definitely getting into those 40s for Friday and Saturday. Might end up a little bit chillier on the second half of the weekend. Just depends how much snow we see. Sunday brings some sunshine with highs in the 40s. Pueblo, you have some 30s in for Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday could see another little round of snow there. Sunday brings mostly sunny skies, highs of about 44, and in Colorado Springs, we've got some 30s for Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, we've got some snow showers, 30s in the forecast, and Oscar Sunday, 38 degrees, got mostly sunny skies. We'll send things to Hannah Knutson now with your Waze report.
Thank you, Katie. A Wazer reporting fog on I-25 southbound in Larkspur around East Greenland Road. That was reported by G-Money 1732. A few likes on that on the Waze report. Drive times in that northbound lane, not terrible, but starting to climb. Downtown Springs to Castle Rock right now, 39 minutes, and downtown Springs to downtown Denver, an hour and 16 minutes. So not terrible, but they are increasing. I've been seeing about 10 to 15-minute increase over the past hour. Looking now on the other side of I-25, Wazer reporting heavy southbound traffic just south of Fountain. So something to keep in mind if you are traveling between Pueblo and Colorado Springs. That drive time from the Springs to Pueblo, 39 minutes right now. Be sure to join the KRDO Traffic Trackers team through the Waze app, W-A-Z-E. The app is free, and as soon as you have your profile set up, go to the search bar. Click where you see your little profile picture, scroll down to where you see teams, and join the KRDO Traffic Trackers team. It's that simple. We will pop up, and then you get our little icon, our little KRDO emoji with your Waze emoji. And we have over 14 new Wazers on our team over the past half hour. We now have 469 Wazers on the KRDO Traffic Trackers, and we'd love to have more. Our goal is 500 by the end of the week, and I know we can do that. John and Shannon, back to you.
Okay, Hannah, thanks. Well, everyone, of course, pays attention to the stars on Oscar night.
But coming up, we're taking a look at the folks behind the scenes who make the magic happen.
And a live look at I-25 at Garden of the Gods. And traffic is heeding our warning, I think, and taking it nice and easy out there on this cold Tuesday morning, 6:22. Welcome back. 6:25 now. The 91st Academy Awards is just days away. From the red carpet to the governor's ball, plenty of people are preparing for Hollywood's biggest night, like Randy Thomas. Her voice is one of the most important you'll hear on Oscar night.
I go, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. I make celebrities sit down.
She also reads facts about the winners as they walk towards the stage. When it comes to making sure celebrities look good before they hit the stage, that's Bruce Grayson's responsibility. He runs the makeup department for the Academy Awards and often has to do his job in a matter of seconds. And Mark Held has the job of designing floral arrangements for the governor's ball, the post-Oscars celebration. This year, he and his team are making at least 300 centerpieces, with no two being exactly alike.
Oh, that's a tough job. And this year, there will be some Southern Coloradans attending the Oscars.
It's time to announce the winner of our random drawing who will be coming with us to Hollywood for our after Oscar show and receive tickets to the red carpet.
Woo!
So, the winner is Becky Swetch from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Becky from right here in Colorado Springs loved the way that Ryan Seacrest got it right on her last name. It's Swetch, and she won the ballot contest that they were running on Kelly and Ryan. It was a contest to see who would pick the winners at Sunday's Oscars. Now, it was the preliminary contest. She gets to go. There is also another contest in terms of who actually picks the winners. She thought it was a scam at first.
The call came across on my phone, and it gave the name of the company that contacted me, and it said possible scam. So I listen to you all the time, and I didn't answer it. And then the call came across again with a voicemail, and the woman on the other end was, please call us back. You only have 24 hours. This isn't a joke. You won on Kelly and Ryan.
Well, don't forget the Oscars air this Sunday right here on KRDO 13. Becky's going to be there along the red carpet, and we'll have a full recap right after the show on KRDO News Channel 13 at 10. And I told you yesterday, Becky is wearing a lovely ensemble of lavender and silver.
Oh, I have to keep an eye out on that red
She'll be
carpet.
dressed to the nines, yeah. Well, Colorado's elected leaders are responding to the president's national emergency declaration. Not all are on board.
Plus, how Fort Carson could be impacted by the declaration.
And we're keeping an eye on the weather today as we are in this weather alert. This is I-25 in Tejon. You can see the sheen on the roadways. In some places, that sheen is going to indicate icy conditions, so stay careful out there.
You're watching KRDO News Channel 13, where the news comes first. Your news starts right now.
Good morning, Colorado.
It is 6:30 now on this Tuesday, February 19th. And as many of you head back to work and school, roads are going to be treacherous again. But stop for a minute and look at this, the wire nut camera on top of Cheyenne Mountain. So Colorado Springs is underneath that deck of clouds there, but we are going to get the sun coming up. And Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Katie Donovan, unfortunately, that's blocking the view of, we had a full moon, a pretty big, full, super cold snow moon. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, hopefully we'll see the sun peek through.
Yes, I hope so. I think we're going to see some cloud breaks today. So if you came to the TV to look at that beautiful view, don't move. Got another one for you. This comes from Carol Gebert. She was driving to the Cripple Creek Ice Festival this weekend, and she stopped to take this spectacular picture here on one of the roadways up in Teller County. And it's just another beautiful reason to live in Colorado here. Just absolutely stunning. There's not an ugly season here. Winter is gorgeous, summer, spring, and fall. Carol, thank you. That made my day. Temperatures right now about 9 degrees in Colorado Springs. Woodland Park about 6, and if you're in Cripple Creek, probably about 2-3 degrees chillier there. 6 in Canyon City, and then La Junta Lamar, we've got some teens this morning, so low to mid-teens. It's our warmest spot in Colorado today. Looks like Lamar about 16 waking up there. The wind chill around the state anywhere from -5 to near -15 up in Lyman. We've got single digits to near 0 for the wind chill out through the Arkansas River Valley, and about 11 for that feels like temperature in Canyon City. So some of the snow reports that have been coming in: Cascade about 5.5 inches. We've got West Cliff and Springfield just over 4 inches of accumulation here. Lamar about 4, and then looking through Peyton about 3.5. Black Forest 3.5 inches of snow, and here in Colorado Springs, highest total I could find so far, about 2.7 inches of accumulation. So we're going to add another 2, possibly 3 inches in some spots by later on this evening. So we're going to talk about that here coming up. Anna Knutsen's in now, and she is tracking your commute this morning.
Thank you, Katie. I have some good news. The slowdowns I was tracking on Mesa Ridge Parkway in the westbound lanes outside of Fort Carson have now cleared. Speeds back to normal, 45 miles per hour in the area. And looking from the CDOT cameras, we can see the roads have been plowed. Seeing still some slick spots around the turn lanes in the area, but overall traffic in great shape outside of Fort Carson. Looking in Colorado Springs as a whole, we are accident free, but as I was mentioning earlier, the plows are out. The city of Colorado Springs tweeting out this morning that major roads and schools are the priority for the plows. Low temps have made de-icing operations difficult, and use caution and give yourself extra time this morning. That's a look at the roads. Sending things now to John and Shannon.
And here's Colby Crossley. He is out monitoring things on the roads for us. And some roads in great shape, others, Colby, not so much.
That's right, John. As you can see, we're on a side road here just off of Academy, and you can see how snow-covered those side roads are, especially if you look straight ahead coming down a hill. That could be definitely a tricky spot, so something to keep in mind when you're on your way to work this morning. Now, Academy, last time we were on it, was looking a lot worse than a lot of other roads, and we're about to turn on it now to just show you how bad Academy actually is this morning. It's not in the best of shape as we actually kind of spin there, pulling off from that stoplight. Now look at Academy here. You can see that it's snow covered. It looks icy, and that's really because it is icy, and you need to be cautious. You need to be just aware of the roads this morning. Now another thing is like we just happened at that stoplight. We spun our tires a little bit. Now that's going to happen when you come to a stop and when you take off from a stop. So make sure you're allowing yourself extra time to stop when you're coming to that stoplight. Also, make sure that you're careful when pulling out and you allow yourself enough room to pull out so you're not sliding into someone who's maybe coming on. So that's just some things to keep in mind this morning. The snow is continuing to fall, but we're going to check in with Sam. Sam, where are you at? How are the roads looking there?
Yeah, so we just turned south on 30th Street from Garden of the Gods Road. So we're on 30th headed south, and there was actually a plow that just passed us going northbound on 30th Street. And the plow wasn't even plowing any snow, obviously, because there's nothing to plow. But one thing that I do want to mention is that you can see the side of the road over here on the shoulder. It is a little breezy in spots, so there are some drifts building up on the side of the road. So you got to be careful not to get caught in one of those drifts, because if you find yourself close to that shoulder on the side of the road and you're in a snow drift or driving in a little bit of a snow drift, the snow will kind of suck you off to the side of the road. It'll suck you down into the little gulch area. So you want to stay on the side or the center of the road, actually, because you'll slip right off, and you wouldn't want that to happen. But for the most part, the road's seemingly all right. The middle of the roadway, the median, is just lightly dusted. It doesn't even seem like it's continuing to snow. It's just a little bit of blowing and drifting going on. Really minimal accumulation, and the roads are pretty good if you're traveling around today. So from the mobile storm tracker, I'm meteorologist Sam Postage. Back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, Sam, thanks. 6:36, and stay ahead of all our winter weather by downloading the Storm Tracker 13 weather app, free on Google Play and the App Store. Now, there are some delays scrolling along the bottom of your screen. Quite a few schools holding off on the start this morning, so check that out, and also at krdo.com. The race to 2020 is heating up, with the Democratic field getting crowded fast, and at least one more big name is joining the race. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has announced he's running for president again. Sanders made the announcement earlier this morning. The 2020 presidential race kicked off in late 2018 with Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren announcing her exploratory committee, and from there the list kept growing. Before the end of January, 9 Democrats had thrown their names in the race. Meanwhile, there's still speculation former Vice President Joe Biden may be closing in on a final decision about 2020.
Right now, wanting to give you a live look at Monument Hill. Folks are taking it at freeway speeds. You'll want to make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of braking distance between you and the car you're following. We have more checks of your roads coming up straight ahead here on Good Morning Colorado. 6:40 is your time right now. We are giving you a real good look at what kind of conditions you can expect to find. Even though the highways may be clear of snow and ice, you'll still find many side streets slushy, icy, and treacherous. Also, school closings and delays are running at the bottom of your screen right now in our ticker. You can also find them at krdo.com. A number of the major school districts around our area are going for 2-hour delays, so kids getting a little extra time to sleep in on this morning. For many of them, it's their first morning back after the long extended holiday weekend. Well, Colorado Springs city leaders don't know exactly when they'll do it or how they'll pay for it, but they have finalized a strategy that they think will address the growing homelessness problem.
The strategy is in the form of the 2019 Colorado Springs Homeless Initiative. City leaders recently finished the final draft of that plan. It contains some new priorities, such as a greater focus on helping homeless families. But it also includes a work program to help create jobs for the homeless. The plan also calls for adding 2 police officers to the homeless outreach team and hiring a second crew to clean up homeless camps. City leaders say this plan won't end homelessness, but it does lay out how to deal with it more effectively. Katie?
All right, thanks so much, John. Here's a live look in Ordway, Crowley County. Beautiful sunrise here. Kind of chilly, though. You can see some of those higher clouds out on over the horizon there. We will see a mix of clouds and sun today, and I think some of us will be dealing with a round of some evening snow showers. I'll be talking about where those might occur coming up next. 6:41.
Welcome back, and we continue to track the overnight snowfall that may add some time to your morning commute.
We have Storm Tracker 13 Sam Postage out in one of our mobile storm trackers, who has been giving us a good look at the conditions both on the roads as well as you stepped out a little while ago and showed us just how cold it was. Sam, how's it looking like there?
Yeah, Shannon, I'm just happy that I'm in the car right now, honestly. Nice and toasty warm, because, yeah, it's freezing out there. But we're headed southbound on 21st Street. We just turned right off of Cimarron. So, as you can tell, the roads are still wet in spots, but the biggest problem areas are the turning lanes. Also, the in between the lanes, you can get a light dusting of snow, and the on and off ramps are a little bit hazardous at times. But we're on a pretty decent incline right now, and our traction is doing all right. We're averaging about 35, even 40 miles an hour potentially. So not a whole lot of slipping and sliding going on the main roads, at least. But the side streets, the neighborhoods, yeah, you're going to run into some packed down snow where CDOT hasn't been able to exactly plow yet. But CDOT really has done a fantastic job with the interstates and the busier roadways, laying down chemicals and to melt the ice, because there really hasn't been that much ice in my experience. It's more or less just wet roads. So we went up this incline, now we're going down a decline, and slick in spots, just a little slushy in areas, but just wet roads you got to be careful with. It's actually kind of funny. The biggest visibility problem that we've ran into so far was a truck in front of us didn't brush off the snow from the back of their car, so all the snow blew into our face. So it's not snowing, it's not the snowfall that's causing the issue, it's maybe just the people that didn't dust off their cars. You run into a little bit of visibility. It was just kind of a funny situation. But from the mobile storm tracker, I'm meteorologist Sam Postage. Back to you guys.
Okay.
Sam's unique take.
You had to be there. He went right by the dog park there.
He did.
And Zane would probably love to get out and play today. I don't know about Mom, though.
Yeah, no, not today.
Snow distracts the doggies.
He does, yeah. Zane really likes the snow. He does. He's been better about coming inside in these single-digit temperatures. But, yeah, if it's in the 30s, 40s, we've got snow on the ground, you're like, let's go.
Yeah,
Dog park.
never come in.
Yeah, no, he won't. He loves it. It's a fun time. Hey, but we're going to start with a look at our WireNet Neighborhood Weather Network camera. I think this is worth a second look because this is just lovely. Yeah, beautiful sunrise here. We've got a nice sea of clouds below, and off on the horizon there, looking at those wispy clouds, it's actually a little bit of snow. So we've got a little light snow with another layer of clouds here. And you can see it trying to fall to the surface there, but it's just too light. So we've got a whole mixed bag of weather out there this morning. We've got reduced visibility, some flurries flying, or icy roads as you've been seeing, and of course we've got cold temperatures. Everybody getting in on some of those chilly temps this morning. So we've got some teens and single digits, and because it is so icy out there, we've got winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings out. And you can see those here on our map. Those are in place until 6 o'clock this evening. Purples are winter weather advisories. Winter storm warnings are in pink, and wherever we're seeing pink on the map, that is where a lot of that snow is going to be falling, or at least the worst wintry conditions. Satellite and radar showing a little bit of the light snow right now, but we've been talking about this morning. You might open your weather app today. You might see that it's showing a clean sweep on your radar, but snow's too light for radar to pick up. When you get the shallow cold air, the shallow low clouds, the snow falls below the radar beam, so it just can't be seen by the radar. So there is a little bit of snow out there. It's picking up a little bit of it here along I-25, but a lot of it, again, is far too light. And you can see how that snow shower is pretty significant here about 2 hours ago, but that has since fallen apart. So as we head into the next several hours here, we will get into a nice break in the weather. So between about 9, 3 o'clock today, a lot like what we saw yesterday, we'll see fairly dry skies. Any kind of moisture we're seeing is back west of I-25. And then by 3 o'clock, I think we are seeing some spotty snow showers north of Colorado Springs, places through Teller County and over the southern mountains. So these pick up in coverage as we head through the evening commute. So I think by 7, we're seeing full-on snow showers in a lot of spots here. So scattered moderate snow coverage there. And then as we head through about midnight, snow's still lingering, and then that finally clears out by tomorrow morning. So a lot of us have several inches of accumulation in the yard, and you will add about 1 to 2 inches when this is all said and done by tonight. So these totals that I'm showing you here, this is additional snowfall from now now through later this evening. So we've got about 1 to 2 through the downtown Colorado Springs area, places through Teller County, 1 to 3 through Texas Creek, Westcliff, trace to an inch through Pueblo West. And then further south into La Veta, Cuchara, Stonewall, probably about 1 to 3. Higher terrain areas definitely seeing a little bit more snow, and out over the eastern plains, we've got about a trace to an inch. Forecast highs today only getting into the teens and 20s, so it is going to be pretty chilly this afternoon, but I promise you the cold air is not here forever. In true Colorado fashion, we will warm up to the 30s and 40s here over the next couple of days. We've got a little bit more snow coming in late Thursday night into Friday and Saturday for Woodland Park. Sunday, though, Oscar Sunday looks nice and dry. You've got about 30 for the high with partly cloudy skies. Canyon City, you have a nice break in the weather for Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, we've got some snow showers. Highs will be in the 40s. And then on Sunday, mostly sunny skies, 42 degrees. Pueblo, you'll have a nice dry stretch of weather for Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, got a little bit more snow moving in. Highs will be in the 40s. And in Colorado Springs, you've got some 30s. And for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, bring some snow chances. Upper 30s for those highs, and we clear out for Sunday and Monday. We'll send things over to Hannah Knutson now. She has the latest on accident alert this morning.
Thank you, Katie. The city of Colorado Springs and Fountain continued to be on accident alert status. So what does that mean? That means there's a large volume of crashes. Officers will respond to serious accidents. That's if there are injuries or drugs or alcohol you suspect are involved in that crash. You have 72 hours to report the crash if it's not a serious accident. You can go to springsgov.com as well as the KRDO website with all this information on it as well. Looking now on I-25, I am tracking a crash in the northbound lane after Plum Creek Parkway just south of Castle Rock, but not seeing a lot of slowing because of this. Our Denver affiliate reports hardly any slowing in the area, and you can see in the distance they believe it's on the on-ramp coming onto the interstate. But as we can see, for the most part, dry roads around Castle Rock and traffic moving along smoothly through that stretch of the land. Seeing slowing to 47 miles per hour because of that, but not terrible. Just south of that crash, 68 miles per hour in that northbound lane. So tack on a few extra minutes, but again, not terrible this morning. Downtown Springs to downtown Denver, your I-25 commute, 68 minutes with the average speed of 61 miles per hour traveling on I-25 going north. Where I am seeing those slick conditions is on I-25 between Pueblo and Colorado Springs. I'll have your commute time next between the two cities, but right now, some exciting personal news that happened over the weekend. I got engaged, yes, at the Broadmoor on Sunday afternoon. My fiance, which sounds crazy to say, Christian, he popped the question. We've been dating for over 2 years now, and it was the perfect day, so.
2 years, that's a good time, yeah.
Yeah, it's appropriate.
Yeah, someone said about time. Yeah, I was like, okay, but what I want to know is, what do I do now? And if you're out there and you've planned weddings, let me know. Like, do I start tomorrow?
Start accepting gifts.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Should I open this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we
thank
like
you
gifts
so
around here
much.
at GMC.
Ring holder. Yes, I
your,
need this.
ring in.
Yes, I need this. A star. Oh, I love this. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Yes,
we're
so
very
special.
happy for you. Happy for
Oh,
Christian.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Now we can mention him on air.
Yes, I had this no ring, not talking about you policy.
Persona non grata.
It was
as far
so
as mentions
funny.
Here
Yeah,
on Good Morning
especially
Colorado.
on my Facebook page. We'd go out on the weekends, and I would do so much as to crop him out of some photos. We go skiing, and he'd be like, "You're purposely not mentioning me." I'm like, I don't want to tell the viewers if we're just dating, and you propose. That's the reason behind this. No.
Just dating. Oh, okay. And our viewer Jeff says congratulations. He's a long-time everyday viewer, but he said he's having trouble seeing the maps and things from the
glare.
The bling. Yes, yeah. Big rock.
I know. Well, we're so happy for you, Hannah. So happy for your big
thank
news.
you.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
and
everyone.
Christian too. Now, as we go to break, look at what's coming up on GMA. At 6:57, we want to give you a last look at the road conditions before we go.
And for that, we go to KRDO News Channel 13's Colby Crossley, who's live in our mobile storm tracker, giving us an idea of the conditions out there in Colorado Springs. How's it looking, Colby?
Well, John and Shannon, we are just coming off of Interquest, coming on to I-25. And the roads, they are looking much better than yesterday, but you can still see that they're wet, and with these single digits, it's easy for black ice to just be out here just waiting for you to hit it. So you still need to be cautious on the roads. Also, it looks like there's a low fog kind of setting in, so visibility could be a little rough this morning as you commute, especially when we were looking out towards I-25 north. It seemed like the fog was pretty thick out that way, so just be cautious of that. But the interstate is looking pretty good, but for now, we'll continue to keep track on the roads, but we're going to send over to Hannah. Hannah, how's the rest of the roads looking here in Colorado Springs?
You know, Colby, I'm tracking slick and icy conditions between Colorado Springs and Pueblo this morning. Here's a look from the CDOT camera, and drive times a few minutes longer than normal. From Pueblo to Colorado Springs, 40 minutes is your commute on I-25 going north with the average speed of 64 miles per hour. Continuing to track the crash on I-25 northbound after Plum Creek Parkway just south of Castle Rock. Hardly seen any slowing because of this. The worst you're going to see is just right north of there, 43 miles per hour, but that does not last long. Overall, 65 miles per hour on I-25 going north right now. Downtown Springs to downtown Denver, your drive time is 71 minutes. That's a look at the roads. Sending things now to Katie Donovan with your final look of weather.
All right, thanks, Hannah. It's a weather alert day. Here's a look at your forecast for Woodland Park today. Pretty cold start to the morning. You're under the clouds right now, but I think we'll get rid of some of those. You should be back into some sunshine later on today. So getting into a little bit more clearing and a little bit more warming too. Canyon City will also see a mix of clouds and sun today. Highs will be in the upper teens to low 20s. And in Springs and Pueblo, we've got cloud sun mix, a few more snow showers on the way later on this evening.
And we'll bring you local news and weather updates throughout GMA.
And we're also going to be bringing you live tweeting from the Patrick Frazee preliminary hearing throughout GMA.
Thanks for watching Southern Colorado's most watched local news.